Kid Laroi was having a contest on like whoever can does like a remix or cover of my song Love Again, and whoever gets the most votes gets to play at one like the tours. So he was playing in OKC, so I'll submit for OKC. So I decided to do that because I thought it was like a really good opportunity for me.
Awesome. Thanks so much for doing this.
Oh yeah, for sure. Thank you for having me.
Of course. I'm Adam, and this is about you and your journey in music.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah. Okay, so you can get started. Sure.
You good? Is there somebody else supposed to come on?
No, I think it's just me.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, again, thanks for doing this. First off, I was asked, where were you born and raised?
So I was born in Baltimore, and now I live in Oklahoma. And
Okay. Yeah. Edmond, Oklahoma. Is that what I saw?
yeah.
Okay. How old were you when you moved to Oklahoma?
I was really young. Like I was born in Baltimore. I didn't live there for too long, so I was like a little baby when we came to because my mom got a job here. She's a urogynecologist at like OU. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, so
Delivers babies?
yeah, that's her.
That's awesome. So you moved to Oklahoma when you're very, very young.
Yeah.
And what about music? Do you come from a musical household? Obviously, mom's a doctor, but do you come from a musical household at all?
No, actually, I'm actually the first to like try to like play music and like try to proceed in music as well. So no, I'm a first.
Wow. Okay. And at what age do you start playing? Like, were you introduced to piano lessons at an early age? Like, when did you start?
So basically, like when I was 8 years old, I joined the School of Rock and I got introduced to the guitar. Guitar was my first instrument, and I actually wanted to do drums first, but my dad thought it was gonna be like too loud in the house, so
Sure.
it's okay. But so I'm glad I did guitar because like I feel like it's just an amazing instrument. But yeah, I did that when I was 8, and I played many like concerts for the School of Rock there, so I
Uh-huh.
had a lot of like experience with like concerts and performing at a young age. And uh I think I was like 10 or something, but it was like the first time I ever like sang and played the guitar at the same time.
Oh,
And
really?
like if
Okay.
I've been practicing that for a lot. But yeah, that's just me now. Now I play like drums and I play ukulele as well.
Ukulele, I saw in your video.
Yep.
Yeah, I see a symbol back there. Uh,
Oh,
okay, so School of Rock. So I'm interested in School of Rock. Did
yeah.
you go in there not knowing how to play guitar at all? You just went
Yeah.
in
Totally.
totally green and
Yeah.
they just showed you what basic chords, and then how often were you attending the school? Because I've always been interested in it as far as like I have a 7-year-old and we have a drum set. We got him a drum set, but it's an electric kit, so he doesn't drive everybody nuts. But yeah, like he can play, but it's like if you go in there not knowing anything, do they teach you how to play guitar and then start teaching you how to play with people? Like, what is kind of like
Basically,
how did you learn there?
yeah, so basically I did lessons first just
Hmm.
so because I didn't know anything. So
Right.
I did lessons, and then after I had a little bit of experience, there's this thing called Rock, I think it was called Rock 101 or something like that, but they put these kids in a group, and since I'm young, I was like 8, 9, they assign you 3 songs, and you learn those 3 songs, and then at the end of like the season, you go to a venue and you like play those songs
Wow.
to people. So like it was just like a really good experience, and I did that starting at 8. So
Wow. What were the 3 songs that you did? You remember?
dude, I don't even remember. I think one was like "Smoke on the Water." Like it was like the
Okay.
basic songs, like Seven Nation Army and stuff like that.
Okay. That's awesome though. So you did that, and did you stay close with any of those people? Like, did you play with them outside of the School of Rock?
No, I actually didn't. I tried like I just had a relationship within like the school, but I didn't like play like out at all. Like I didn't have like my own band or something
Okay.
like that. No.
Yeah. So you did that. And then when do you start playing drums? Is that this next instrument you learned how to play?
Yeah, that was my second instrument. I learned how to play drums when I think think it was like 12, 13. Like it was very recently. Like, I haven't been playing drums for that long. It's like 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah. Do you play on your recordings? Do you play drums?
On my recordings, no, I do not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But still, I mean, to when did you then? I mean, yeah, you're only 15 years old. That's wild. Like, and you've accomplished so much as far as your releases, and then you got to open for Kid Laroi and all that. Like,
Yeah,
I saw your like Instagrams post, and it's just like you're at a stadium. I mean, it's
yeah.
wild.
Oh my God, that was like that was a complete like that was so much different than me doing my first concert in December. Like I had my own concert, and I feel like I was more nervous. Surprisingly, I was more nervous for my concert than the Killer War thing. But
No way.
it's kind of weird. But yeah, it was an amazing experience, and like I got to meet him and all that, and he was just he was a really nice dude. And he like I showed him my like stats on Spotify. And he was like, "Dude, you got a song with 700,000 streams. That's amazing." And it's just he notices like things like that, even though he has a song with 3 billion streams or whatever.
Right, right. But that's awesome, especially being supportive of you. And then well, let's back up before because I'm curious about the Kid Laroi thing, but like when did you start writing songs, like your own songs? Or
My
was that something you were doing from an
Yeah,
early age as well?
yeah. So I actually never did that until I was like I think I was 12, and I went through like my first like heartbreak. Like I was
Okay.
trying to like girls, like I was
Yeah, yeah.
date people, and then like I got broken up with, and it's just kind of I got inspired by like Juice and X, so I listened to them at a young age as well, so I wanted to listen and or I wanted to write songs like them. uh
Okay.
that's what I did. I tried to do that. They were very crappy, but I think I have like the papers somewhere. I don't know. I have to find them. It's probably
That's funny. Oh yeah, so you still have all those lyrics and stuff.
yeah. So
With
some
but like with your songwriting, I mean, I was reading, have you put out two full EPs already?
Yeah, too. So I released Broken Promises when I was 13, and then I released uh Lights in the Forest when I was I think I was 14 to 15. But
Okay. But you what later put them up on Spotify?
yeah,
Or they because I see Broken Promises on here.
of course.
I don't think your first one's on here though.
So Broken Promises on there, Lights in the Forest, I think I need to group them because I
Oh, because they're all the songs are there. It's just not collective.
like all
Got
the
it.
singles. Yeah.
So Planets and all that was on that first release.
Yeah. I made
What
that
was
one.
that? Yeah. What was how old are you when you made that?
It's
12 or
yeah, 12.
13?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that was only a few years ago because you're 15. That's so
Yeah.
wild.
I
Um
actually have a back there. I don't know if you can see it because of the sun. It's like purple. It's back there. Like,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So you have a vinyl. I saw you're holding a vinyl in one of the pictures on Instagram.
Killer Warrior. Yeah, I gave that to I gave that to Killer Warrior. It was my last one actually. We only printed like 20 of them, or made 20 of them. So
That's so awesome though.
yeah.
So you start putting songs up on Spotify when you're 13,
Hmm.
and were what how else were you getting your music out? Were you doing like TikTok stuff or like
Yeah. I actually didn't know. I mean, I use TikTok, but I didn't know you can use it for like music. Like I didn't know you can use that to grow your fan base. So uh I learned that you can do that, and you can market and can promote your music on TikTok and social media. And, uh, I decided to try to do that. So I definitely was promoting at 13, my EPs and stuff like that, and
okay.
I was just exploring with the social media side because I was never like experienced in it.
Yeah. And then what was I mean, you have like Stay Away you put out, and that song had, like you said, 700,000
Yeah.
like plays. Was that like tell me about kind of getting those like validating moments on streams? Because at that young, I mean, it's so many people. There's like I forgot the number, but it's like millions of songs are being put up on Spotify all like every day. And
Yeah.
like to have people, even the first single you had has like 66,000 plays, like to get people interested right away. Like how I mean, that's pretty amazing. But how did that like was it just like throw it up on there and hope people gravitate towards it?
Basically, no, I was really like promoting it before the release. I was trying to build a fan base before and try to get people excited for it. Uh,
Mhm.
so then when I released the song, then people
People
like
already kind of knew about it.
Yeah.
And were you using the internet to do that, to
Yeah,
promote?
and also a big thing too was school. Like definitely like when
Ah.
people found out like about my music during school, they kind of grati like they
Yeah,
went,
they went to it,
yeah,
gravitated
told
towards
their
it.
friends and so on. Yeah.
That's awesome. So, when you're in school, are like, were you shy or nervous about putting your songs out and letting people hear them, or was that something you're like, oh, I like these. I don't really care what anyone else
To be
thinks.
honest, at first I was so nervous and shy. Like, uh, I got like made fun of and all that, but then I
Hmm.
just learned, like it's so normal. Like hate comes with it. Like it's like a normal thing. So
Like jealousy, obviously. Like,
yeah,
ugh, yeah.
want to do something in their life, but they're not, or something like that. But yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah, so you were able to obviously then do that, put the songs out. And so you said 13, so you were what, like in 8th grade or something when you
Yeah,
started releasing music? Oh my gosh.
seventh, eighth grade. Yeah, I think so.
Wow. And then you start to grow a fan base not only at school but obviously elsewhere.
Yeah,
What was like kind of the next big moment you had aside from like, finally you get your songs up and people care? Was it then having like your EP out and getting hundreds of thousands of people listening to it?
yeah, definitely. Like that definitely like made me feel like happy. Like I thought I was like doing something right. I should just keep going with it. Like the people are like talking to about it, and the people are just like meeting. Uh, my dad was like, my dad helps me. Like he's a big reason why like I'm uh successful on this because like he's just so supportive and
That's
he
awesome.
yeah and he helps with like the business side of it, like the marketing and stuff like that, like, and I'm really glad to have him for that. So he's definitely a big part of it. But yeah, I feel like I just like hitting the milestones of like 1,000 streams, 10,000 streams, and 100,000. That definitely like it's a really good feeling to have, and like
Yeah.
some
Keeps moving you forward,
yeah
obviously moving the needle for sure.
yeah
And then Stay Away, we said it has 750,000 streams. Is that something that, uh, like, people just, again, latched onto that song, or was that like a moment you had on TikTok or Instagram, or how did that kind of
I don't really know. I feel like people are just like really liking like the vibe of the song. I don't know why Stay Away though, but I really like the song. Like that's definitely
Oh,
like
it's a great song.
I'm not crapping on Stay Away, but I'm saying like I think I think it's because people can relate to it the most
Uh-huh.
because second verse I had like a motivational type of like speech, like just keep going and keep pushing forward no matter like
Mhm.
and I feel like people can definitely like relate to that, and that's probably why people keep listening to it because like gym playlists and stuff like that, uh they keep listening to it because like it can help them with stuff like if they're
Yep.
going through heartbreak and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then to be, as young as you are, I'm sure that you're writing to, and is relevant to not only to everyone, but I mean fairly directed more towards people of your age and that are internet savvy and all that stuff. I mean, that's pretty I mean, to have the voice that you do and write these songs, I'm sure a lot of those kids are having the same feelings and they're like, "Oh, like wow, like,
Yeah,
he's doing he's saying what I wish I could say," or do you feel like you get a lot of that or a lot of people reaching out to you online?
yeah, I feel like yeah, I get a lot of DMs of people like saying like that my songs have helped them, and my fan base is usually my age, so I
Mhm.
feel like that's definitely a big reason why they can relate because it's someone that's their age going through the same thing.
Sure, the same
And
thing.
yeah, so
With like obviously we'll talk about the Kid Laroi show, but like prior to that, you said you had your own show and you were super nervous for it. Was that your first performance you had ever done aside from like the, School of Rock stuff? Like when was the first time you played your own songs to people?
oh my, that was the first song. So I guess the only like other time I've played was like on like lives,
Uh, oh,
Instagram.
like during the pandemic or something?
Yeah. That was like the only like time I've ever like done that. But like this is like the first time like in real life I was playing my own music to people, and I was so nervous, like in the group room. I was like thinking, I was like, oh my god, this is actually happening. But no, it was a really good experience. Like I had a lot of fun. I
Where did you end up? Where'd you play at? Just a local venue?
Yeah, it was 89th Street Collective. Yeah, it was a local venue.
Wow. And so were you releasing music prior to the pandemic happening, or did that happen and kind of give you more time to focus on
I
maybe crafting your music and
I
writing
think
songs?
I think the pandemic so that definitely like helped but uh I feel like I started like writing and stuff after like it was kind of easing down. Like it wasn't
Okay.
like, everything wasn't like on such like lockdown as it was like in 2020. It was like near I think it was 2021 like start of it. I was actually like writing and it was kind of
Okay.
downfall of it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. For no, for sure. And with that, like, so you play this show, and you said it's terrifying or whatever, but you get through it, you do
Yeah.
great. Like, how do you? Was the next show you played at that stadium?
Yeah, actually yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's
So going from that to now you're opening up to thousands upon thousands of people for Kid Laroi. How did that connect? Like, how did you end up getting on that show? And tell me about getting the news that you're playing with him.
okay. So basically, I saw on TikTok that Killroy was having a contest on like whoever can does like a remix or cover of my song Love Again and whoever gets the most votes gets to play at one like the tour. So he was playing in OKC, so I'll submit for OKC. So I decided to do that because I thought it was like a really good opportunity for me.
Oh
And
yeah.
yeah, and so I submitted my cover of Love Again on Instagram and submitted it on like the website that they had for the voting or whatever. And I submitted kind of late, so there were some people that were already like ahead, and I listened to them. I like to be humble, but like they
You felt like you had
yeah, I feel
it.
like I got it, and, all of my friends are telling me that I could, and, like, I was definitely school definitely helped with that too because I was just promoting that, "Oh, go vote for me," all that, so once I got the email that I was gonna be able to meet the Kid Laroi and play for him, I just was me and my dad, he was like, "Oh my god, look at this," and then we both, like, so happy, and it was just like it was a really happy moment.
A huge moment, obviously. Yeah. And so then you get to play open for him, and what you get there, you get to meet him. My buddy plays drums for him. I don't know if I think he still does. Now he plays with Rowan the Serpent. His name's Tosh. Did you get to meet him?
Oh, wait, does he play with Jaden? Is that
Yes.
oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god, yeah. Dude, I love him, he's funny.
Yeah, it was so he was playing with Kid Laroi, I bet, at that time too, or no?
Was
Or
he?
was Jaden opening for them?
No, I don't think I think I forgot who opened for him, but no, I don't think Jaden was open for him, but, I don't know, was Tosh playing? I don't even remember, but
I know he did a tour with Kid Laroi, or he's kind of like all over. I mean, he plays mainly with Jaden, but then he's like all over.
yeah,
I mean, he just did like a set with Fallout Boy because they're on tour with Rowan the Serpent. It's like,
didn't he play with Landon Barker as well?
yes, yeah, yeah. He plays with like everyone. It's
Yeah,
wild. But when I first met him, he was playing with Carly Hansen, and he was super young. And I mean, he's still young, but it was like to watch him go like it's
yeah.
crazy to see.
He's just, like, not sticking to, like, one thing, like, do you think he has, like, a main, like, band he sticks to, or is he just, like, open for everybody?
He's I think Jaden is probably his most focused project, but I don't even know, to be honest. Like when last time I talked to him, he had like a band that he's in with a couple other guys, like a guy from like Crazy Town, a couple other bands. But like he was always just kind of the guy that was going and filling in for people.
Yeah, that's sweet. Yeah, that's really cool. I wanna meet him someday because he looks really funny, and he's
He's definitely a cool dude.
yeah,
I'll yeah, for sure. I'll connect you two. But that's awesome. So you got to open it for Kid Laroi. You
yeah.
go up on stage and you're playing to thousands upon thousands of people. Were you like addressing the crowd, like hearing yourself in that stadium? Like that must have been so wild.
Oh, it was wild. Like definitely like the the echo of because of how big the stadium was on my voice. I was like, oh my God, all these people are hearing me. But no, I was really nervous at the start. Like obviously I was still like a little bit nervous, but I started playing and then after I started singing, I just like got more comfortable. And at the end I
Yeah.
promoted myself after the end, and just like everybody was cheering me, and after like everybody was coming up to me saying like I did a really good job and all that. So it was a really good night.
That's huge, man. That's awesome. And so you've released 2 songs. You have a new EP coming out, correct?
I don't have a name for it yet, but yes, I do.
But you have a In My Head and then Shooting Star are both gonna be on the EP?
Yeah, that's
Okay,
in,
so
yeah.
sorry, go ahead. I'll cut you off.
No, 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 that's you. That's you.
I was just gonna say, like, well, tell me about In Your Head, and then I want to hear about Shooting Star, and then I just watched the video for Shooting Star too, which is really, really rad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So in my head, I was always like around the pop punk and alt rock like genre. Like I was like since the School of Rock, I was always playing songs like that. So when I walked into the studio to record in my head, it was like pre-written. I wanted to make something like that, and I was really inspired by like MGK. Like he
Hmm.
definitely inspired me to start writing songs like that. So I did that, and then when I was in the studio, I just like it, it was a really good fit for me. Like I had fun making those songs, and I felt like it was just different because all the other songs before that I got from like YouTube beats and stuff like that. But this was the first time I was like everything was being made from scratch, like the drums, the guitar. Like I recorded the guitar. Other than uh Raindrops with Cody Hansen from Hinder,
Hmm.
I that was the first time I like recorded my own guitar and stuff like that and made a song from like complete scratch. And since in my head was like already like pre-written, uh that was I feel like Shooting Star is like different because uh that like came the same day. Like the like we made or me and Kevin Thrasher made a Shooting Star like in the same day. Like it took us a couple hours, and that was just the first time I've ever like completed a song in the first day because usually it takes me like a little bit, but that was the first time I've ever
Yeah. So
day.
was working with him the first time you've ever worked really with a producer and did like kind of a proper recording, or was had you
So
done that before? I mean, it sounds like you were doing like YouTube beats and stuff like that in the beginning, but when did that change, or was this the project that had
So
that change?
basically, like in Oklahoma, it was actually his name is Gilson. Uh, he worked at the School of Rock, but
Uh-huh.
and so I knew him from there. And apparently, he had a studio. So that's like the first time I was ever in a studio, uh, in Oklahoma to record like Broken Promises and License Force and stuff. But that was the first time I would like worked with the producer. Like I didn't even know he was a producer when because I was too young. Like I
Yeah.
but like I didn't like I definitely built a relationship with them, so like that's why like I could go in the studio with them and I trusted him. But it was definitely different to like fly out to LA to go to a studio than just being in your hometown. So
Oh yeah. So so you worked with him in Los Angeles.
yeah, I worked with Kevin in Los Angeles. Yeah.
And how did you connect with him?
Uh, so basically, my dad actually reached out to him because he saw him and he was looking. Uh, but he reached out to Kevin. Kevin's I think he reached out to Kevin's manager, and then
Hmm.
the manager came back saying that Kevin was interested. So then like my dad kind of got me that connection. I'm really glad he did. Yeah.
That's amazing. So then you fly out to LA. Was that nervous? I mean, you were nervous about that? You're like, okay, I'm recording in Los Angeles with this
Yeah.
person that's worked with like Travis Barker and MGK, like person you were looking up to when you're writing music. And uh were
Yeah.
you nervous about meeting him and working with him?
Yeah, dude, I was so nervous. Like, I know, like, I've been in a studio before, but like, I've never like, he's like big time. Like, he's working with people that I literally look up to, like you said, and like,
Yeah,
uh, I was definitely nervous. But when I walked in, like, he was such a chill dude. Like, me and him definitely connected, and it was just like it was a breeze in the studio. Like, he made me feel comfortable. So it was
that's
just
great.
a really good experience working with him.
So you go in there and you have what, like kind of the bones of a song, and you both work together and end up writing Shooting Star and In My Head?
Yeah, so in my head, like I already had like lyrics and like a guitar for it, but like I didn't know how like we actually added a solo there. I like he thought that I should like add a solo to it, so I did, and that was his idea. So uh but Shooting Star, so I already had like the bone structure of in my head, but he
Uh-huh.
helped, like complete it. And then Shooting Star was just completely like from scratch. Like I created like the ukulele. I think he had a ukulele there. I don't remember if it was mine or if it was like one of his, but uh, I was just kind of strumming the ukulele and I came up with like a chord progression, and then he thought that was like cool. And this kind of funny story. So there's just like this plugin while we were writing like the song. There's like this plugin. I forgot what it's called. I wish I could find the name. I'm gonna find the name. But it was like some mouth or something like that. But like when you press like the key, like it would like say a sample or something like that.
Oh,
But
funny.
yeah, when you press it, one of the keys was like, "You're like a shooting star," and we're like, "Oh shoot, that's kind of far." So we put that into like the chorus, and that's how we came with the song "Shooting Star."
No way. Off a plug-in
Oh,
button.
plug-in, yeah.
That's funny. And then were those the only two you worked on with him, or was the rest of the EP recorded then with him?
So actually, so that was the first time those two songs were recorded with him, and then we flew back out to write two more songs. I think it's called "I Think That You're Pretty" and "Ain't Gonna Slow Me Down."
Mhm.
Uh, and he brought his friend in, Matt McAndrew, which got second on The Voice, and he's worked with Landon Barker and all that. He helped write with Landon Barker and stuff. So he brought him in, and I was so nervous for that too. But he was also same thing. He was so chill and dude. And then I just got back from LA actually, writing the last two songs.
Oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, and oh my god, they're amazing. Like definitely the last song that I wrote with them, like the last song in the EP. Oh my, it's really powerful, and it's definitely one of the best songs I've ever made, I think.
That's amazing, man. Well, I can't wait to hear him. I like what you're doing thus far. Tell me about the video you did for Shooting Star.
So she started music video. So I recorded with Keaton Jones. He like I worked with him. He recorded the music video for Stay Away. So I've already like worked with him
Yeah,
before.
worked with him before.
Yeah, and it was just like me and Keaton also work just really well together. Like he's chill, and I love the dude's humor. Like he's so funny. But yeah, so basically, the music video for Shooting Star, like it was like the set was like in a it was kind of a ghetto part of town, but like when you walk into the house, like oh my god, I was like, what? It could like it was so beautiful. Just like I didn't think that this could be like it was so big too. I was like, what? It was just so pretty, and it was kind of like it was kind of weird too. It was kind of creepy, but it was like pretty. Like I think the main like room had like a giant chandelier. It was like yellow, and I had like a
Uh-huh.
bath or no, not a bath. It was a kitchen that was like all blue, and then like a bedroom that was all pink. It was just kind of weird, but it was
Yeah.
cool. But
It worked out for the video though. The video
yeah,
looks really good.
yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Yeah. Um, yeah, I think it was just a good time again.
Yeah.
And like I love working with them.
That's awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear these. I like what you're doing thus far, and I can't wait to hear these new ones,
Yeah,
especially since you said the one you just wrote is going to be your favorite one thus far. But I appreciate your time today. Thank you so much for doing this. I have one more question for you before I let you go.
sure.
I want to know if you have any advice for aspiring artists.
So the advice I would have for other artists is write music that is authentic to you, and it will resonate with other people.
Bringing it backward.